What's up, Vankas?
Vankas, we got him. Yuki Tsunoda.
Fucking Tsunoda.
Yuki fucking Tsunoda, dude. This
might be the last podcast.
This is it, guys. It's been an amazing run. We've had an amazing time.
We're never topping.
I think we're putting down our mics because this was the peak. This was amazing. I mean, everyone's on the Yuki train now. We were there day dot.
Yep.
And we've loved him since the second we saw him, and it was an honor to have him on the pod. Huge thank you to Cash App. Big thanks to BetMGM, Sunoco, all of our sponsors.
And all of you.
The Vanka Nation, Yuki Nation. We got him. This is an amazing interview. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
And enough of us. Let's get to Yuki.
What's up, Vanka? This is the best day of my life.
I love the energy.
This is the best day of our lives. We started this podcast 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, we didn't even know who you were, dude. But now, I think it's safe to say we're your biggest fans.
Really?
We are.
Yes.
We have led. Listen, I feel like people are really getting on the Yuki Tsunoda bandwagon now. But we've been there since day dot. Since the second we saw you on Drive to Survive, and then saw you on track, we have always been in your corner, and we've been. The
second you said you hated working out, I was like, "This is my guy."
Yeah,
this is the guy. This is my hero.
We were like, "This is the most relatable king we've ever seen." We're thrilled to have you on the podcast.
Thank you very much. I mean, I love the energies.
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys had like already 50 cans of Red Bull before of this podcast. Thanks for saying that. Looking forward to this podcast.
Thank you. Well,
we've been looking forward to our whole lives.
Yeah, this is a peak for us. Huge thank you to Visa Cash App RB for setting this whole thing up. We have a gift for you today.
Ooh.
We have a gift for you
Love
today.
Gifts.
We have a photo album. We have a photo album of some of your most iconic and greatest moments here.
This is a cool book.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to take a trip down memory lane.
We're going to take a trip down memory lane.
Okay.
So I mean,
I like the picture in front.
Yeah. What were you eating there? What is that?
I was in Greece actually. Where was it? I forgot what was the name of this. It's something burrito.
Okay.
I guess.
Little burrito. You just came from breakfast.
Yep.
What'd you have?
I had acai.
Okay.
Banana and strawberry in it. It's amazing. Also burrito actually.
Nice.
Eggs, potato, cheese inside. So typical, I don't know, I guess American breakfast, isn't it?
Yeah.
A burrito and everything.
Yeah.
That's a big breakfast.
Yeah. I had big breakfast. Actually, I'm still recovering from the brisket I ate 2 days ago.
Okay.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Did you get the meat sweats?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had a brunch and straight away. Once I woke up, straight into the brisket restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah,
and had massive brisket.
Yeah.
And after that, I didn't feel hungry at all since then. So
Right.
I'm having a salad, something like that.
Yeah, you can eat peas and carrots after eating like 2 pounds.
Yeah, sometimes for breakfast, I can't decide whether I want to do smoothie or like breakfast, so I just do both. You just do both.
Yeah,
Right.
actually, I have smoothies as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
In it.
All right, let's take a trip down memory lane. Why don't we open up this first page here?
Oh, look at this cute guy.
That is a cute guy.
That is a cute guy.
I mean, when you see this picture of yourself, I mean, how old were you there?
I think I was 5. No, I think it just about started racing. I remember these blue suits actually. There was not funny, good moments, but you know, like when a racing driver, when you take a shit, right?
Yeah.
When you take a shit,
you
take a top part, and you kind of roll down and put your suits around your knees.
Yes.
And I couldn't do it properly. I didn't do it perfectly well.
Okay.
And I shit. Okay, I had a good one. And when I stood up from the toilet, and when I try to wear it, I can smell it from behind. What's going on? You know, like something going on. And when I see the mirror, there's a shit on it. Shit on here, and a little bit. And actually, I didn't roll it out. And actually, the shit just probably was kissing through the edge of the suit. Yeah, and that was not a good moment.
Oh my God. Wait, so it's just before the race?
Always
before the race or after the race?
Not this suit. Actually,
there's not
slightly even older.
So wait, hold on. I need to know. Did you shit on your suit before the race or after?
Fortunately, it was practice. No. I think before race.
Now, did you drive the race with the shitty suit?
I think so.
Wow.
That's
How did you do?
I mean, I probably won. by miles away because probably the car behind.
Yes,
we grew up together.
Wow, this is a crazy moment because
we grew up together. We got on the train to go to a basketball game.
Yeah,
we grew up in New York, and we were taking a New York subway to deep in Brooklyn to go to this basketball game, and I was struggling. And maybe I let out a fart that I thought was just a fart, and it was happened to be something more. And I'm on a train.
And we're on a train.
A
packed train, rush hour train.
Yes.
And we're all, the whole team was like, man, it smells bad.
And I'm like, yeah, New York City subways, right?
Yeah, massive one then.
Just a little bit goes a long way, you know.
And then the smell just kind of followed us wherever. And Brian was like, I farted. That's it. I just ripped a hell of a fart. And I'm like, and we get out of the subway. We're in a new part of the city.
Yeah.
And the smell still followed us. And I was like, and Brian was like, yeah, it was a hell of a fart. I'm like, no fart just follows you.
Yeah.
And then we're in the gym. And then he gets subbed into the game. And
I started that game.
But
I ran to the bathroom. I threw out my underwear. And I was like, I'm starting in this game. I got to play. I scored 4 points.
Yeah.
I scored 4 points. I did have some shit in my pants. And so I didn't know that we were connected in this way, but I'm glad that we are.
Probably just luck, you know?
Yeah, it's luck.
You know, you got 4 points.
Yeah.
Look at this. I won.
Yeah.
You see the positive side of everything, and that's something that we love about you.
So that's a killer instinct right there. That's a killer instinct. You don't let anything get in your way. So how did you get into karting?
Yeah.
So my dad took me to the karting track that we saw from the highway, and I was like 4 years old, and we just took me for there. Just for fun as a family. So also my sister tried, I guess. Also my mom as well. And first time I drove the karting, then I felt very enjoyable.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was 4 years old, and I don't really remember exactly how I felt. But apparently, my dad said, I got really excited. Like I said to my dad, I want to do this, so I started karting then. From then.
How seriously, I think it's an interesting thing in a driver's life of when does it go from this is a thing that I enjoy to I'm pursuing this, like this is going to be my life.
Yeah.
Do you remember, did it start that young? I think when you see this picture, are you just doing it for the love of it? Or are you thinking like, I want to be sitting with the red flags one day, you know?
Yeah. I think I was not really focusing on like future. Probably at this age, I didn't know what Formula One still. So I was trying to enjoy the moments rather than like thinking about future. So just work it out together with the dad, and getting better and better. Also, we try a couple of races first and see how it goes, and went well initially from beginning onwards. So also that allows me to build the confidence straight away. And obviously winning races obviously feels more fun, right?
Yeah.
So I think those kind of repeat. So that just basically is enjoying that moment.
We heard your dad was like a big mentor to you, and he's kind of competitive. Is that?
He's very competitive. I mean, he started to be a bit more strict, I would say. From 7-8 years old, I would say.
Okay.
We're really into it. Started getting really into it. So after race, if I have a bad race, obviously, he started to get really mad at me, and some point actually, one point, I've done like karting 12 years probably, 4 years old, 16 years old. Some point I didn't really like the karting or even racing.
Yeah.
but also fortunately the result was there. So, and also, I kind of chose what this karting is the way I want to,
right.
I would say, do maybe long years.
Yeah.
So I was doing it, but some point I was not really enjoying the karting or motorsports. Yeah.
How do you like re-find that love, your passion for it?
I would say after I moved to single seater from karting.
Yeah.
Like from single seater onwards, my dad and I was completely separate, and I was more working towards myself and working with more professional drivers. It's actually once you've been a single seater, also at the same time almost being on the young driver test, try to be within the program, which means you have to be competitive out of 20 drivers, and probably you get chosen by 1 or 2 drivers per year. So I was really focused on the result, obviously, and tried to be in the 1-2 drivers. And, I was trying to improve myself then. And also, I like it just single seater itself, the formula car, how the car moves and how the suspension moves compared to karting. I felt more confidence in karting. So, yeah, I think since then I started also build how enjoyable the motorsport is.
Nice. All right, we can go to the next picture here.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah, picture of you in front of Lewis Hamilton's McLaren car there.
Yeah, first time I actually went to Formula 1 track was Fuji Speedway in 2007. It's crazy how I'm driving with him still.
Is that so? Do you still pinch yourself, or you're kind of like, oh, there's Lewis, my coworker?
I would say, to be honest, I started to get used to it.
Okay.
First year for sure. I'm driving with Lewis, but especially outside of track, when you have actually drivers parade or when you're close with him. And actually, once you wear helmets, once in racing, obviously it's just one of the enemies, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything. But still, sometimes when I see him, reminds me around this age.
Right.
First time I saw him, and it's crazy how I'm racing with him still.
We heard a story that your dad was obsessed with Alonso, and he used to drill you on how Alonso took Suzuka.
Yeah.
Was Alonso more surreal, or where did he rank?
My dad for sure, especially how he drives.
Yes.
And when we watched first time in Suzuka Formula One, he got impressed about how he was driving, especially when he exited from last corner, in Suzuka after chicane, kind of tricky long right corner. Goes down.
Yeah.
Then some of the driver had to lose a car there, and someone goes to the barrier, right?
Right.
And how he controlled the car and going out very closely to the grass to not lose the momentum from the chicane. He got very impressive about that.
That's so cool. Has he met Alonso? Has your dad met him yet?
Not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe he's doing his things probably when he comes to the.
You don't know what he does on the race
I don't know what he's doing.
Sure.
Did you have a hero?
Yeah. Did you when you were
idol?
a kid?
I was closely looking. It's hard to say. Maybe not.
Okay.
I was probably related to what I said also, because I was dream about Formula 1.
Yeah.
But also the world was too far away. It was not really realistic. So, I was not really watching Formula 1. I was just trying to enjoy the moment.
What was realistic? Was it Super Formula? Was there a series in Japan that you were looking at, or?
To be honest, I never thought about the future.
Really?
It's just I want to be the fastest guy in the category I was competing then. So every time, probably
live in the present.
That's a great. I think that's a great way of conducting your life, is not thinking too far ahead. So you make it to Formula 1.
Oh, bestie.
Yeah. Looks at picture of Pierre, says bestie.
Yeah.
And then you get this, you're here with Pierre, and you guys had this relationship that is pretty rare in Formula 1 that people just loved to watch and loved you guys. What was that going into Formula One, having Pierre as your teammate, like what was that first couple years like? What do you take away from it now, being however many years you are in now?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something special, especially having like this good friendship in the paddock especially after being teammates.
Yeah.
Like teammates can be the person who can be very close and fun to chat with, but at the same time in track is one of the biggest rivals, right? So
right, yeah.
It's rare definitely, and appreciate how also he be nice to me as well, even afterwards. So yeah, I learned first year when I was with him, he helped a lot of things when I was a rookie especially, and also when I was struggling quite a lot in the first half of the season. Probably, to be honest, because it was quite far away, for him it was like, my team, my team is struggling. He don't have to think much about the teammates beating him. So
right.
Probably easier to handle it.
Right.
And probably I was not able to fight in his level.
Yeah.
So also for him easy to give advice what to do a little bit, or even have a fun chat. But actually, a point was very important for me because inside racing was quite tough, but outside, there's a person who can have fun chat, and kind of distract from the racing, I would say.
Right. But if you were right on it, it might have been different.
Well, if you guys were teammates now, it might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
If I'm teammates with him, I think he won't able to chat with me like first year.
Yeah.
But, it's still nice.
Yeah. What's your guys' relationship now? When was the last? Have you done karaoke anytime recently? Any plans for the future? What's been the vibe since you guys have split teams?
First, I'll say almost I will move to Milan, which also he's living as well, I guess. So I'm sure we'll see around. We had a couple of chats as well, and he's very excited that I'm moving there, and he's offered me like a welcome party as well in Milan. So
nice.
that'll be amazing. Also, like this year or even last year, beginning of the season in Dubai, multiple times we met coincidentally, completely coincidence that we met in Dubai and have a training camp together, and we had a lot of activities. So I think we're gonna do those sort of stuff, keeping this friendship.
Nice.
We've heard Liam's talked about being friends with you. You're friends with Pierre. We've also heard that you one of the big reasons you went to Honda is because of your friend Toshiki. We heard that. I don't know if that's
sorry. It's actually opposite. So there's Kazuto, a guy called Kazuto, which I was spending with him probably since 5 years old, 6 years old.
Yeah,
and he went to Toyota, but my dad was kind of opposite, and he was thinking more like future. And if you want to be Formula One driver or those kind of direction you want to go.
Yeah.
At that point, Honda was doing Formula One, and my dad loves Honda car. Like he have S2000, those cars, and he recommended me to go to Honda.
Okay,
and
nice.
So I didn't know I didn't know that the Toyota was not really doing Formula One. Honda's in Formula One. I didn't know that. So
right.
maybe it's, I was dreaming obviously Formula One. So let's try Formula One, and I went to Formula One, Honda's direction.
And it was a great decision.
Yeah, but you do manage to have all these friends in that you compete against. How do you do that? We hate every other podcaster. So how do you manage to do that?
I don't know. I think every drivers in Formula One is similar. Just always in the racing, you're just like we're killing each other, right?
Right.
But it's just outside is just completely different, and probably most of drivers once they wear the helmets, it's just completely different person.
I see.
Right.
And I don't remember much about what I was. I mean, I remember most of it, but it's just completely once I take off the helmet, it's just completely different mindset or feeling. So just probably separate person.
Wait, did you ever listen to your own radios and you're like, who is that guy?
Yeah, that's why I don't want to hear much about my radios much. First 2 years, but who's that guy? Yeah.
Do you ever think
we love your radios?
Don't ever stop.
I mean,
we love them.
It was things I was doing probably since young age, like expressing myself. Probably even if there was no radio, I was still probably shouting. Myself.
We heard an interview where you were saying, it feels better to get it out. You can't hold it in. Better to just let it out. Is it? You don't like keeping things in?
It was the kind of approach I was doing until 3 years ago. But actually, recently I kind of changed approach a little bit to focus more towards like useful stuff, useful feedback to the engineers, rather than, I mean, pressing a radio button and shouting to the engineers. For them, it's unnecessary. So.
Right. You can shout without pressing the button.
I have a thought.
Yeah.
Why don't you just press the radio and then just scream every terrible thing in Japanese? Then you get it out and nobody can understand what you're saying.
Well, the English crowd won't understand.
I've heard the Japanese curse words are not good.
No. So it's amazing. Yeah. For me, I felt, there's words that you can express your feeling right now with just one word.
Yeah.
How useful it is.
Aren't they all
so short?
Aren't they all like poop based? All the bad words.
Except kind of poop based.
Yeah.
Or just either like, I'll kill you, whatever. It's like kind of bad words, but it's not really bad word for me. After I heard that's such amazing word from English. So.
Yeah, we had a Japanese fan explain this with it. He's like he's got to curse in English. There's just no good Japanese curse words.
No, not at all.
So when you learned all these English curse words, was it like did it feel like you? Did it feel like a weight was lifted or like the heavens opened?
I just probably in the karting or until I learned English, I probably was saying something in Japanese in a helmet, but
what would you say in Japanese?
Like kuso, for example. Kuso is like relative to that kind of shit.
Okay.
Like a poop, for example.
It just means poop.
Poop.
Okay.
And,
kuso.
But it doesn't feel much like just poop. It's just what I'm talking.
Doesn't hit the same.
Yeah,
exactly. And after I swear, like for example, F word or S word, just the frustration level. For example, until Japanese, my frustration level 20% reduced.
Right.
If I say F word, just 80% reduced. Amount of.
It's the quickest way around the corner.
Exactly. So
you're dumping weight.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
It's adding points of downforce.
Yeah.
Let's go to this. You have this iconic quote in Drive to Survive. And you said, when you have workouts, especially in the morning, it ruins my whole day.
Yeah.
And I think, your honesty, I think, is something that we've always gravitated towards. I think it's something that we as fans love. Just like this little thing that, obviously, you think of someone in your position, they would never say something like this. And you have the courage and the honesty to just kind of say it. I think it's something that everyone has loved about you. In terms of, like, your relationship with working out, where are you at with it now? Have you learned to enjoy it? Is it still something that you find to be a pain doing? Where are you at with it now these days?
So, this point, I was really hating training.
Yeah.
But now, to be completely honest, I wouldn't feel like this much worse than compared to this point. But still, I don't like to train. But at the same time, kind of different mindset. I still don't like gym smell. Once you open the entrance door, it just smells like it just gym smell.
We need to stop here. Okay, so you talk a lot about smells. We see you smelling the presents. How did you smell Pierre?
Perfume.
Okay,
perfume.
Okay, you smell this perfume. You smell the presents. You get turned off by gym smells. Do you have a really good sense of smell?
Yeah. I'm quite sensitive with smell.
Yeah,
I think.
Okay,
it must have been really tough with the poop in your race. That must have been a really bad. That would have been a hard day.
Do you like? What about? A track is not exactly like a nice fragrance, or do you like that smell?
Probably like got used to it. Like for example, I still don't like karting.
Fumes.
The gas smell.
Yeah. Okay.
Like in the like gas smell. A Formula One engine itself doesn't smell that bad, to be honest, compared to like karting. I don't know. But just same as like like you once you spend there probably more than a couple of hours, just your nose starts to get used to it. It's just kind of similar effect of that.
Okay.
So I don't really. And hospitality smells good, amazing. Food smell.
Just stay in hospitality.
This was also coinciding with you moving to Italy, and you were saying, we've heard you say that when you were living in England, you were kind of not as happy, and then when you were moving to Italy, it seems like you have enjoyed that a lot more. Can you talk about like what moving there has meant for you personally, like for your mental health, for your happiness? What has the experience been moving to Italy?
It's been so far amazing. I would say it's felt strange actually. A couple of weeks ago, went back to Japan and spent a bit time with more friends. It was such a nice time, but actually, I don't know why, but once I arrived to Italy and breathe some air there and feel some atmosphere there, just felt more comfortable spending more Italy rather than Japan.
Wow.
Which I never felt last 2 years, I would say, since I moved to Europe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like the culture there itself as well. The food culture is amazing.
Yeah.
I would say the vibe once you go out to the city and a lot of people chatting naturally, some cafe or whatever. I like that kind of vibe. And I just feel comfortable.
Do you identify more with Italians than you do with Japanese? You're such a passionate person. Like Italians are so passionate.
In that sense, maybe, yeah. Like, this is finally found some people can express themselves very, aggressively and everything.
Yeah.
So.
There's some pretty good Italian swear words. If you go to the next, you can go to the next picture.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about your love for Italy, and then there was this horrible flood, and you helped there with the cleanup. How was it? How important was it for you to be there for this?
Yeah, just it was definitely terrifying nights. I still remember clearly. The rain just never stops, and some point the helicopter starts fly around on top of my house, and just couldn't see because it was night. So even when I tried to see around outside window, just couldn't see anything. And just tried to see what's going on in updates in social media. And after I woke up, or actually in the morning, it's just completely different view. And a lot of people already going out and trying to remove this. But so I'm living there already 2 years. Until then, 2 and a half. Just felt like a part of the city, part of city, and just obviously as part of city, growing up there, I just wanted to help and them to recover as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I feel just pretty normal thing.
Here's what anyone would do. So humble, such a humble king.
We can go to the next picture here. There's crashes are a part of life in F1. It's one of the risks. I think, after a crash or a setback or, you're going for it, how do you kind of reset your mentality? How do you kind of put it out of your mind or learn from it? Or what do you take from a crash? What do you take from a setback?
At this point, I was initially after I crashed, I kind of straight away got it. I didn't able to finish that lap because that lap was pretty good until then.
Yeah. Right.
And I knew if I finished like this kind of rhythm, probably I would done finishing more than top 7.
Yeah.
So I just felt
You're frustrated.
Yeah, I was so frustrated. I couldn't finish right, and obviously I saw a lot of debris going around my car. So just initially I got frustration, but also initially I felt a bit of pain at the back a little bit because it was pretty hard hit. And once I landed, I just felt a little bit pretty tough. So kind of mixed feeling, but mostly just very frustrated I didn't able to finish the lap.
That speaks to how great the safety provisions are.
Definitely.
That you can have a tough crash and then you're just like, that was such a good lap.
But how do you shake it off?
Yeah.
How do you go into this next lap with the same amount of courage?
just guess, kinda. Obviously, there's a bit of feeling that I crashed in lap before, for example.
Yeah.
But that will automatically kind of limit yourself a little bit, and cut back off a little bit compared to previous rhythm. So I just don't want to start from there. So trying to guess where I was when I was in good shape and try to figure out. So to be honest, I just send the car and how is it gonna happen? I still guess what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And but I think for this kind of approach, you need to have a good build confidence. I was doing that probably first year.
Yeah.
Soon as I crash and next lap or next session, I immediately start with that kind of rhythm I had before when I was good. And I crash again, for example.
I see.
But those kind of things.
You gotta find the limit.
Exactly.
Yeah. I see. All right, we can go to the next picture. This is you're getting points in your home Grand Prix.
Yep.
What did it mean for you to have this performance and a track that you've driven for so much of your life?
Yeah, I mean that was a special moment for sure. Last 3 years, I think it's getting better and better with the qualifying results, and especially last year was the time I got P11 and close to the points.
Yeah,
and actually P10, P11, and the start wasn't good, and I kind of lost a lot of positions in the first lap, and lost opportunity. So at that point, I was really very frustrated. And finally this year, kind of similar things happened. First start, lost position, 2 positions, and I was P12. And after that, I had a red flag. We had a red flag, and we had to start again. And I was able to retook the position with a second start. And became P10 afterwards. Right. Also including the amazing pit stop from mechanics, and able to score P10, which is definitely a special moment.
Speaking of career highlights, your best finish was in the most controversial race in a long time, Abu Dhabi. When you think of Abu Dhabi 2021, or do you think about Max and Lewis, or do you think of my P4?
I mean, you can't compare to the moment. To be fair, I have to say Max and Lewis moments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was such a good for Formula One. Because until final lap, the championship never decided.
Epic.
Apart from if I able to probably got P3, it'll be quite close to that. But still, other moments is special.
But when everybody was talking about that moment, were you like, nobody's gonna give me? Guys, I got P4.
I got P4.
Yeah, true.
Were you feeling a little left out?
I was more towards thinking there's also another frustration there.
Yeah. Right. So, could have been P3.
After turn 7, if you can rewatch my onboard, after turn 7, exit of turn 7, when you shift up from 3rd to 4th, I kind of mistake and double shift and went 3rd to 5th immediately and lose the momentum to overtake in the back straight to Carlos. Because I was quite close and I had fresher tire and Carlos had a older tire. So there was a chance to at least go side by side into turn 9 into Carlos. So
that was the real disaster.
Yeah, I know.
So when you think of real tragedies, that was the tragedy of Abu Dhabi.
So I was like at that night, I couldn't really sleep much because at that moment
3rd to 5th.
Yeah, I know. Because after probably also I got super adrenaline because after I overtook to Valtteri, it was such a far away. I just launched it and able to success the overtake, and I felt really good then. Yeah. But I just
were you laying there being like, I know just how Lewis feels right now.
Maybe exactly like that. Yeah.
Amazing. Let's go to the next picture. All right, so you spent the last year plus with Daniel as your teammate. It seemed like you guys had a pretty good time. Mm-hmm. What is your biggest takeaway from your time with Daniel? What do you think is the biggest thing that you learned from him? Any memories that come to mind? What's your
one thing for sure? inspired me, or like one thing for me is like, oh, Daniel is this person. Is like he's the person who is a little bit opposite as me, or he have a thing that I didn't have, or I wanna improve most, which is like emotional control and like situation control. For example, the situation control I'm talking about is like once you have bad session, for example, or have big mistake, I'll be so frustrated, and like probably I would carry that little bit frustration into the meeting, and not now, but especially like first half or last day, second half of the season when Daniel was there, I was still carrying the frustration into the meeting, and I couldn't really give the proper feedback as normally I done. But Daniel is just very consistent. Even he had a bad session, or he had big mistake, he's just completely normal person, or like completely just normal driver who had just normal session every time in the engineering meeting, and he just gives us very specific feedback. Doesn't really show much that frustration or something like that to other people. Just like carry it to yourself and kind of being professional, I would say.
So you'd watch him and be like, I'd be so mad if I were him. And you're just amazed.
Like I was like, how he's not frustrated.
How he's not screaming right
like because I was looking all the time his face. Like surely some point he gonna show his face that he's very mad, but never. So I was like,
interesting.
He's different animal.
Yeah.
You think it feels like maybe frustration it's good up until a certain point. As long as it's motivating you, then it's good.
Exactly.
But it can maybe have like a bad effect.
Yeah.
Hold on to it too long.
Yeah.
So maybe that's all right. We can go to the next picture. You got Liam in the seat now. You guys have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a picture. Right, yeah, you can't see it here, but you're pulling the chair from under his seat. You guys seem to have had a lot of fun. We interviewed him earlier this year. He talked about a time when you guys went boating. You were on a boat together.
Yeah, in New Zealand. Yeah,
you're trying to throw each other off the boat.
Yep.
He said you were better. He said you were you guys who competed, who could throw each other the farthest, and he said you won.
Yeah, I won. Yeah. The surprising he said the first time that I won. He normally said most of the things that we compete, I won. He's the guy. He said, I never lose to you, whatever. So I'm surprised that he said I won.
He also said that you guys raced some rental cars and that you may or may not have damaged one.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
What are you've got the rest of the year with him. What are you looking forward to? What's have you guys had discussions around, these next 6 races? What are you looking forward to having him on the team?
Yeah, so far I met last night with him, but normally we don't speak much about our races or future races because we know that we don't have that much concern. Yeah. Or maybe we're feeling, but just it's just natural, right? In the like this world, it just gives a bit of a twitchy moments between the teammates, obviously. Yeah. But there's always friendship there since we had from like 18, 19 years old. And we had a lot of good moments. Also at the same time, we had a lot of sketchy moments. Yeah. We normally, in the track, we know each other that we don't exist really well. Yeah. So we have a lot of moments that we contact each other. Yeah. And we blame each other. Right. But just like, it's always never beyond when
you have a sketchy moment, do you talk to him about it or you just move on?
Move on, and we kind of changed like funny story.
Okay. You're like, remember when I threw you on that boat? Or
do you settle it on the ping pong table? Because we heard you play. We heard that you're pretty serious ping pong player.
Recently I'm playing with the trainer. Ping pong. But we've done a lot of activities. And we try to always compete. Who's gonna be better?
Who's better at ping pong right now?
Probably me because he doesn't do much. So exactly.
We heard Daniel's pretty good.
Daniel's good. Yeah. He's actually good at like spinning towards top spin. He's so good at it. He plays a bit like tennis. In the ping pong. Yeah. so I have to adjust every time the top speed because it's easy to go out. So
yeah.
So he's a bad match athlete, ping pong athlete.
Yeah, it's a bad matchup.
Yeah.
All right, we can go to the next picture. All right, Yuki, Chef Yuki.
Chef.
Everyone, when you open this restaurant, I mean, it's gonna be impossible to get a reservation because everyone wants to eat at your restaurant because we know how much you love the food. Are there any plans in place? Is it still just kind of, that's down the line, or, where is it in your mind?
For sure, down the line.
Yeah.
And I think more to recently, like if I, for example, okay, now I open the restaurant, probably I can open the restaurant because I had multiple offers from chefs that, if you are really opening a restaurant, I'll help you, I'll be part of your restaurant or whatever. And the chef, the saying is like really, really good chefs and I'm, respect them. But I think currently I feel like it's not the time because just still I want to show I want to prove myself more in this motorsports environment. And I think those can be distraction, I don't think it will be distraction for myself personally, but from outside, some people might think, he's doing a different style while maybe he have to show more in the motorsport. So for sure, I will.
Yeah.
And it's getting closer, I would say, but I would say not now.
What kind of chefs are you talking to?
So there's couple, like for example, Michelin star chefs. That,
we know they're high quality, but what cuisine?
Oh, right.
Mixed cuisine.
Okay.
So want to be Japanese based.
Yeah.
For sure. And because of I'm traveling a lot of places with this Formula One environment, so I have a lot of experience with a lot of kind of cuisine. So I will kind of use that experience into the dish.
Yes.
So kind of, for example, tacos, Wagyu tacos, for example. Japanese base, which is Wagyu, using Japanese ingredients, but using other kind of cuisine. So those kinds of things. But we don't want to be really expensive restaurant, to be honest, just because also young people want to come to my restaurants and we want to be nice vibe restaurants, maybe nice bar as well. So definitely sometime think about it to how I can make good.
Do like Japanese noodles pasta?
You want me to make Japanese noodle pasta?
I don't know.
Japanese noodle pasta, probably. I live in Italy, so probably Italian people will be mad at me.
Say no.
Okay, so you're not going to do any Italian, Japanese?
I'll do Italian, Japanese for sure. Like pizza. So maybe I can do something with pizza. And pizza in Japan is pretty good.
With Toro or what? I'm just throwing. I'm giving you the worst idea.
Yeah, for example, Toro. You can put Toro on pizza. Maybe some Italian fans listening to this podcast and saying like, "What?
Oh, you're really worried about the Italian.
What he's talking about?
They're serious about that stuff.
What's Toro pizza?
Turn down pizza, no, can't be.
What's the last thing you cooked?
Last time I cooked was the hot pot called actually Korean food called kimchi hot pot.
Okay,
something like that. The kimchi taste soup. There's a pork in it and a couple of vegetables, and you eat with rice. It's nice.
Very nice.
So that was the last cook I did.
Okay, the most important person in the world is coming to eat with you.
They're coming over for dinner.
Yeah.
What's the like? Yeah. This is my dish.
Helmut Marko's coming to your house to eat.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you cooking?
Oh. Good question. Depends on what situation I'm there. I'm at that point. If
I'm to
your
house, you have days to prepare. You have
not even about him. Like if you're like, this is the dish that I cook the best. This is like my dish. I know this thing like the back. Like you're racing at Suzuka. This is my dish. This is the track I know best. The dish I know best.
I'll cook for him fried rice. Nice and simple, and I'll cook.
Nice. Yeah.
No, you're cooking.
Because restaurants, I won't cook.
Yeah.
Because
no, I'm saying, what would you cook for Helmut?
Fried rice. Okay.
Fried rice. What would you put in it?
Shrimp.
Okay.
I hope he likes shrimps. Eggs.
He's allergic.
and eggs and simple green onion, for example.
Yeah.
And a couple of oil that using not normal oils, like for example sesame oil.
Yeah.
Sesame oil is better with me, in my perspective, to use as cook as a fried rice. So yeah.
Fried rice is my favorite.
Yeah.
Whenever we go. Yeah.
I can cook one for dinner.
That's it. You got that right. He invited us to dinner.
Invited us to dinner.
Yeah.
That's what we really wanted out of this.
Well, I think we got what we wanted.
Yeah.
Yuki, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Yeah.
We start this podcast we start with What's up, Venkas?
What's up, Venkas?
Venkas.
Yeah.
Would you honor us by saying goodbye, Venkas?
Goodbye, Venkas.
Goodbye, Venkas.